Hey guys, so today we'll do another video walkthrough of a particular hot topic in Singapore. So this concerns the cost of raising a child in Singapore in the year 2025. So today I'll be using three of the most popular large language models. So DeepSeek, Gemini and ChatGPT. So I already have typed out my prompt in my clipboard, so I'll go ahead and paste it into the prompt menu, and then I'll click submit. So I'll do the same for Gemini AI as well as ChatGPT and let them generate the results. So I think DeepSeek is probably having some problems. Probably it's the server is busy. So let's take a look at Gemini AI. And I think most of you guys are interested to know the total cost, right? So, I think as we can see here, I think in the luxury case we have up to $1 million plus, and then for the base case you have about up to about 300k, and then for the bare bones case you have about 100k to 150k. So I think this one kind of looks a bit unrealistic. I don't think that the total cost of raising a child across 23 years can come up to about 100k only. It's probably a little bit optimistic. So let me see the assumptions that they have made. So child attends public school, family applies for government subsidies, university education at local university, cost in Singapore dollars. So one thing that's missing in the assumptions are account for inflation costs. So inflation is also a cost, so I just want to look at the numbers on an inflation adjusted basis. So it seems like Gemini agrees with us that we need to apply an inflation adjustment into the calculations as well. So I guess you can see like all of these costs, like the initial startup cost for baby. At the luxurious case, you have about 10k for baby essentials. Kind of look about right. Hospital delivery about 6k. I think this could escalate if you do a C-section. So maybe the 6k is probably a little bit on the optimistic side, even for the luxurious case. Bare bones case, $1,000. I'm not so sure where you giving birth at. Maybe you're giving birth at home, and you just tip your neighbor about $1,000 for it, maybe. And then for the base case, you have about 2k each. Kind of, I don't know what the costs are, but just a disclaimer out there, right? So I myself am not a parent. So those of you who are parents out there, please feel free to agree to disagree and add your comments in the comment section below. And then after that, you got a recurring cost, your infant care. I don't know, do these really look about right a year? Food and formula, basically your milk, your diapers, your vaccinations. Yeah, I guess these are kind of ballpark, but I think for the infant care, these are on a monthly basis. Okay. So essentially for infant care at 2,500, I'm not so sure whether you can get a nanny these days, but I've heard that the cost could come up to about 5k a month. So unless you're looking at getting somebody who's just maybe your relative or whatnot, right? So maybe that cost could be lower. And then at the preschool level, let's take a look, right? Let's look at the numbers here. Preschool fees on a monthly basis, 800 a luxurious case. Kind of looks about right, although I think that this number could go up to 2k. So I think it's not unimaginable. So these numbers might be a little bit on the low side. 200 maybe PAP preschool, right? I don't really know what the numbers are. Probably you guys, those who are parents, probably will know better. Enrichment classes, maybe your piano lessons, etc., or your swimming lessons at a preschool level. So I guess this on a monthly basis, probably your swimming classes already cost about $200 a month. So if you are on the luxurious side of things, maybe your parents would spend about 1k a month on enrichment classes. Sounds about right, because I've known of people who go for multiple enrichment classes. They have taekwondo, they have Chinese dance, they have whatever, right? So I think this could add up quite quickly. So I think I'm quite comfortable with these calculations here. So let's move on to primary school. So looking at primary school, you have your school expenses. This look about right. If you go for public school, your school expenses are pretty much subsidized. So I think the delta here across the different cases, probably you can account for the difference as like, maybe parents spending more money on buying reading materials or books for the kids. So tuition about $300 a month. Is that about right? But I think most parents would spend between $300 to $1,500 a month at this stage. Pocket money, $50, kind of, like what can you eat for $50 a month, right, at your school canteen? Maybe your domestic helper helps you to like make bread or whatnot, right? So this $50 can cover your miscellaneous costs. Activities, outings, obviously this could escalate, right? Food necessities, I'm not so sure why it's not appearing in the other buckets here, but hopefully it's being accounted for. Okay, let's look at the secondary school level. I think nothing much. I think at the secondary school level, probably the difference is that your pocket money would increase. You probably spend more on food because at this age you are right in the peak of your puberty, so probably you need to spend more money on food. Of course, like maybe at this age people start dating as well, so they probably ask more pocket money from their parents. Kind of looks about right. Food necessities, as explained. 17 to 20 years old, that's when you hit your university going age. Actually for Singaporeans, we end off JC at 18, right? So that's not very accurate per se, but I think ballpark, I would trust this calculation to some extent. I think in the luxurious case, you probably spend about 1.5 million plus on a kid. But of course, I think we do not see something called a car cost on here, and I think most parents buy a car for their kids, especially in the early years, like the first 10 years. So I think do check out my car video as well, as I break down the cost of owning a car in Singapore. So your all-in cost for a car over 10 years will probably cost about 300k. So that's like the base case for a family owning a car. So that 300k is for every 10 years. So if you add that onto all these calculations here, I think you will know what I mean, right? So your base case, you're looking at minimally $500,000 if you don't own a car. So I think that sounds kind of about right. And then of course, like if you are really Spartan about raising your kid, maybe you truly believe in tough love, and you want your kids to eat like the bare minimum, then maybe you will spend 200k. But I kind of see this as like a pipe dream, because I highly doubt that you can survive on 200k across 23 years, right? So for raising a kid in Singapore based on today's cost measures. Okay, so I think we have covered all about cost. I think ChatGPT will probably do no different. So you can see that at a luxury case you have about $1.2 million across 23 years. Base case comes up to about 500k as well. Bare bones case, you are looking at about close to 200k. Kind of quite consistent with Gemini AI. So I'm quite convinced that like these are the ballpark figures. So I think probably parents will be able to point out more nuances to this, but I'm not here to debate on the details. So I think right now I just want to share with you guys like one of the strategies. This is not groundbreaking, like this thing is covered by many influencers out there. So I want to type the prompt in Gemini, right? I want to say that what if I contribute 200k to my child's CPF special account on day 0. Tell me what will the amount be when he retires at age 62. Ignore work contributions, right? So like obviously, like if you have 200k sitting somewhere in your bank or somewhere in stocks, you can reallocate it to your child's CPF account. So obviously, like that will earn you an interest of 4% compounded over 62 years. So that's the power of compounding that you see here. You will get around $2.2 million at the end of it. So you pretty much covered all your costs of of this 200k investment. So by Singapore standards, there is a way for a parent to fully recover his luxurious ways of raising a kid. Let's go back to the summary here. Like at the luxurious case, you're looking at upwards of $1.5 million across like 20 odd years. So if you actually employ this strategy, you are almost like guaranteed to make a full return on your investment on your kid. But of course, like the caveat here is that this special account scheme is here to stay for the next 62 years, and obviously like we don't know whether that will happen. So but you must really stare at this marvel that Singaporeans have, or the Singaporean government actually provides for Singaporeans, and especially if you are able to contribute this sum, right? So this is really at the you could probably even contribute half this amount, and you probably cover a baseline cost, right? So let me perhaps ask, what if I instead contribute 100k? What will be the amount at age 62, right? So let's say that you don't have 200k sitting around and you want to see how much you will get at the end of it. Not too shabby. You're getting about close to $1.1 million, and that already covers for your base case, right? It more than covers your base case. So I think this even excludes your future child's work contribution. And the best part about this strategy is that your kid cannot withdraw from his special account until he reaches 62. So it will not disincentivize him from needing to work, right? So I guess this concludes my video. Thank you for watching, and please leave your comments, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much.